Could the ammo you've been squirreling away for a survival crisis actually get you killed? In a real deal collapse, picking the wrong cartridge is like bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. In this segment, we're taking a hard look at 5 of the worst calibers you could bet your life on when the world turns upside down. From oddball specialty loads to overhyped niche rounds, these are the ones that could flat out fail you when it matters most. Stick around, cause a few of these crowd favorites might just be the weak link in your survival chain. Taking the mighty 50 Browning machine gun. Most folks just call it the 50 BMG. This round was born to wreck vehicles, bust armor, and bring down pure devastation. We're talking 600 to 800 grain bullets flying so fast they might just shift tectonic plates. It's military-grade firepower in its rawest form, but for survival, it's the definition of overkill. Let's break it down. Each shot runs you anywhere from $10 to $20, and that's if you can even find it. Outside of government bunkers or serious private collectors, this stuff's about as common as unicorn teeth. After a collapse, you won't be finding boxes of 50 BMG sitting behind the counter at the corner gas station. Now the rifles. Whether you're running a Barrett or some other big bore bruiser, these rigs are monsters. Most weigh between 20 and 30 pounds and stretch out past 4 feet. Hauling one feels like dragging a chunk of railroad track. Forget moving fast or sneaking through the woods, it's like trying to clear a trail with a flagpole strapped to your back. Recoil? It's a whole experience. Even veteran shooters get worn out after just a few rounds. Capacity's limited, usually 5 to 10 shots per mag, and each round weighs close to a small grenade. Load up a few mags, and it's like you're carrying a full set of dumbbells. Then you've got the extras. Suppressors in this caliber? Practically science fiction. The muzzle blast will rattle your teeth and turn heads from a mile away. Reloading 50 BMG is a whole different ballgame. You'll need heavy-duty presses, high-end components, and a serious grasp of ballistics just to get started. If your rifle goes down, replacing a bolt or barrel ain't something you fix with a multi-tool and a roll of duct tape. Bottom line, the 50 BMG is a marvel of engineering, but not one built for survival. It's too big, too loud, too rare, and too much of a burden. It'll slow you down, drain your supplies, and make you a magnet for desperate folks who want what you've got. It ain't just overkill, it's a liability dressed up as firepower. Come in the legendary 50 Action Express, the bruiser round made famous by the Desert Eagle. It's the kind of cartridge you see blowing through walls in action flicks, slinging bullets anywhere from 300 to 400 grains with a wrist-snapping punch. It's big, it's loud, and it sure as hell draws a crowd. But when it comes to real-world survival, this is one round you flat out do not want to bet your life on. Let's start with the cost. You're paying anywhere from $4 to $6 per shot. Just filling one magazine can run you the same as a whole case of 9mm Luger. In a post-collapse world where ammo turns into currency, this stuff's like trading in gold bars flashy, but way too impractical. And it's not just about the money, availability is a mess. Even when things are normal, good luck finding 50 AE at your local gun shop. When the grid's down and shelves are bare, your odds of scoring a box are next to nothing. Now let's talk about the gun itself. The Desert Eagle's a showstopper, no doubt, but it's a high-maintenance diva. Big, heavy, and not built for dirt, mud, or real-world grit. In a true SHTF situation, where dust and chaos rule the day, that pistol's gonna start throwing tantrums. A little muck in the works, and you're clearing jams while someone else is taking clean shots. Recoil? Brutal. Unless you're built like a bull rider in peak form, expect slow, shaky follow-ups. And don't even think about handing it to someone less experienced. They'll either fumble or flinch every shot. Capacity is a joke, 7 or 8 rounds per mag. Spare magazines are big, awkward, and heavy as sin, not exactly ideal when you're trying to move light and stay mobile. Suppressor options? Pretty much non-existent, and reloading? That's advanced territory. The high pressures and scarce components make it a hand loader's headache. Only folks with top-shelf gear and serious know how are going to get safe, reliable loads out of it. Sure, the 50 AE can stop a bear if everything goes right, but in a real survival setting, that ain't enough. You need a firearm that runs dirty, carries easy, and feeds from ammo you can actually find. This one's all roar, no reason. Bottom line, the 50 Action Express is a high-dollar, high-maintenance liability when your life's on the line. It's fun on the range, but it's got no place in your Bugout bag. Come in the mighty 338 Lapua Magnum, a cartridge that's become almost legendary in the world of ultra-long-range shooting. Firing 250 to 300 grain bullets at blistering speeds, this round can drop targets at a mile out or more with scary precision. It's a top pick among elite snipers, and there's no doubt it earns that respect. But in a grid-down world, this round turns into a liability wrapped in recoil and a mountain of cost. Let's start with the money. One single cartridge will run you anywhere from $8 to $12, and that's when times are normal. Try building even a modest stash, and you'll be looking at the kind of tab that could have bought you a used truck. In a collapse, you won't find this stuff unless you've got deep pockets and a few crates buried out back. Now let's talk rifles. These aren't lightweight bush guns. Most of them tip the scales at 15 to 20 pounds before you even slap on a scope or a mag. They're built for bench rests and watching a ridgeline, not for hauling through the timber with a pack and rifle rearing on your back. If your survival plan calls for moving light and fast, this setup's already working against you. The recoil? Brutal. Unless you've put in time behind the trigger, this thing will rattle your fillings and leave you flinching. Under stress, that kind of kick can make a mess of your accuracy. Magazine capacity ain't great either, 5 to 10 rounds tops. In a fight where you're outnumbered, that means you'll be reloading often and hoping you don't run dry. And let's get real about use cases. You don't need to drop elk or intruders at 1,500 yards in a survival setting. Most of your shooting is going to be inside 200. Hauling around 20 rounds of 338 Lapua feels like packing bricks, especially compared to a couple dozen of 5.56 NATO or 7.62 by 39. Add to that the fact that suppressors for this round are massive, rare, and heavy. And reloading components are just as hard to find, and you're looking at a pile of problems. Unless you've got a military-grade supply line and a reason to take shots past 1,000 yards, the 338 Lapua Magnum is too much gun and too much hassle. Sure, it's a dream at the range, but when the world's gone sideways, it's heavy, expensive, and downright unsustainable. Landon in the 5.45 by 39mm cartridge, the Soviet answer to the 5.56 by 45mm NATO round. Most folks know it for its role in the legendary AK-74. It's a small caliber, high-velocity round that's earned a loyal fan base. Shoots fast, flies flat, and is easy as pie to control, with bullets usually in the 53 to 60 grain range. On paper, it checks a lot of boxes capable of cutting through soft armor with low recoil that makes follow-up shots a breeze. But if you're getting ready for a real survival scenario, this round might just leave you high and dry. The biggest issue? Scarcity. Here in the States, 5.45 by 39 is anything but common. You might stumble on a few surplus spam cans if you're lucky, but it's nowhere near the availability of 5.56 NATO or the more traditional 7.62 by 39 Soviet. Once society buckles and the shelves go bare, you'll have better odds pulling a win on a scratch ticket than finding this stuff. Reloading? Not likely. Most of what's out there is steel-cased. That keeps costs down, sure, but it makes reloading a tough road. If you're planning to reuse brass, you'll need specialized tools and know-how. And trying to find boxer-primed brass after the collapse? Good luck. Ballistically, it's built for one thing, punching soft armor. And in that lane, it does its job. But when it comes to raw stopping power, especially against big threats like bears or a determined, thick-built attacker, it comes up short. Push it past 300 yards, and the energy drop-off is steep. In wide-open country, you might be bringing a knife to a rifle fight. Let's talk about the rifles. The AK-74 is a cool platform, no doubt, but it ain't nearly as common as the older AKM pattern rifles. Finding mags, spare parts, or aftermarket upgrades in a crisis, that's going to be a scavenger hunt you don't have time for. And if you're thinking about running suppressed well, brace yourself. Subsonic loads in 5.45 are next to impossible to find, and cans in that caliber aren't exactly standard issue. Bottom line, this cartridge might have a home in military use, but for a serious survivalist, it's a roll of the dice. Limited ammo, narrow use case, and scarce parts make it a risk not worth taking when the stakes are life or death. Let's talk about the 338 Advanced Rifle Cartridge. Most folks know it as the 338 ARC. This round's been making noise as the next big thing in long-range shooting. It was built to bridge the gap between the old standby 308, Winchester, and the big Magnum bruisers. On paper, it sure looks like a winner launching 200 to 250 grain bullets at high speeds with serious energy. Sounds impressive until you try to build a survival plan around it. Here's the hard truth. This round is a logistical nightmare when the lights go out for good. First off, good luck finding it. The 338, RC, is still so new that even well-stocked shops don't have it on hand. Online? You'll be clicking through out of stock more often than not. In a full-blown collapse, you won't be stumbling across this unicorn of a cartridge while scavenging. If it's scarce now, it'll be non-existent when the trucks stop rolling. And the price? You're looking at anywhere from $3 to $5 per round, depending on the brand. Try building a Bugout stash with a few hundred of those, and you're looking at a 4-figure ammo bill. That just ain't realistic for most folks. Then there's the recoil. This round kicks hard, especially out of lighter rifles. Under stress or fatigue, that kind of punch can do more harm than good. And don't overlook the logistics. Heavier bullets mean fewer rounds per mag, and more weight in your pack. When you're on foot and carrying every ounce, that matters a lot. Guns chambered for 338. RC? Rare as hen's teeth. Break something on the trail and forget about finding replacement parts. Suppressor-ready barrels? Not common. Reloading gear like dies? Not easy to come by. And that high-pressure case design? It ain't exactly friendly to handloaders trying to work with what they've got in a garage or backwoods shack. Now don't get me wrong, the round's a rock star at the range. In calm, clean, controlled conditions, it delivers. But when things go sideways and you're leaning on your rifle to keep your breath in, the 338 ARC is the kind of high-end, high-maintenance tool you just can't afford to trust your life to. Too rare, too expensive, and way too specialized for real-world survival. So, there you have it. 5 cartridges you'd do well to steer clear of when the world goes sideways. Sure, they might shine on paper or steal the spotlight in a Hollywood shootout. But when it's just you, your gear, and what you can carry, these rounds turn from assets to anchors. Stick with the practical, proven stuff like 5.56 by 45 NATO, 9mm Luger, 7.62 by 51 NATO. These calibers are time-tested, easy to find, and do the job across a wide range of roles. Think we missed one? Got a cartridge you reckon belongs on the blacklist? Drop it in the comments. We're always up for a good back and forth. If this helped you think twice before spending big on a bad bet, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss the next breakdown. Stay sharp, stay armed, and we'll catch you in the next one.